Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Blaze here. Looks like Rev posted a new edition of Revelation News TV, number 45, titled it World War IV. I'm gonna start it out at regular speed, but if it's, him being his alter ego, we're gonna speed it up. Like my weird noise there? That is so cringe. Sounds like a video game. Oh shit. Alter ego is here. What should we name this alter ego?
How are folks doing? Guess I've been, I don't know, feeling pretty distant to the whole deal. I don't know. Um, it felt like there was a few days where shit was popping off so bad that it looked like we could have some serious fucking shit hitting the fan. And I don't know, it seems like maybe things are getting a little, pulling back a little bit. We were having protests, bloom, and I don't know, maybe that's still.
Okay, so far, while he's dressed as his alter ego, he seems to still be that level-headed Rev. So let's keep
Going
going.
on. But I guess
Let's speed it up a
here
little.
in this house, anyway, we're being a little less attentive to what's going on in every day because it really seemed like a couple days there, like it was going to get to the point where it's like, yeah, this is so stressful looking at this shit. A break is needed again. It's like you need breaks every couple days from headline shit. It's so fucking.
That I agree with. It's very sad.
It's fucked.
It's fucked, it's sad,
You say
it's...
foobar, yeah. It's foobar. It's a major fucking foobar situation. I mean, when you have a prime minister of Israel that thinks it's okay to just light fires in the Middle East, like you got 7 fronts, and then we got a peace deal. Let's bring all of them back in. We got the peace deal. And they're already violating shit. This is a joke again. And I guess Hamas released hostages.
They
And
did.
what was the response of Israel? What's the response of Israel after Hamas gives hostages? They delayed aid. They delayed aid. Like fucking Israel can suck ass. They can fuck themselves. And the international community just lets them get away with bullshit. And I think it's gross. We got DoorDash like at 2 in the morning, and my driver was, I believe, Muslim, and he chatted me after he had given me my stuff. He got in his car, he chatted me. He's like, "Thank you, keep up the good work." I told him about my channel here, and I guess he looked me up quick, and he's like, "Keep up the good work, and thank you for your support of Palestine. You don't have to thank me." It's literally a moral position that if you don't have it, then you're fucking Hitler. I have somebody very much here that I love, that helps us out
Is he
when we have some
trying
need.
to generate more
And
hate?
he's an elderly man. He's my elder, but I can't talk to him about Trump. He has a picture of Biden in his house that's like it says about $1 billion bounty or something on Joe Biden. It's like a wanted poster. So he's a major Trumper, and like I would love to try and talk to him about, well, don't you see this guy as like an authoritarian dictator type? Because I mean, you're of the age. The guy from Germany. That was
This
pretty
is
bad for Rome.
coming from
That guy.
a pampered man who had everything fucking handed to him with a silver spoon until he met that whale Shani and she spent all his money. Like, this dude has no fucking idea what the shit he's talking about.
I, don't you kind of see parallels between that guy and
It's
the guy
called
that we got in the White House right
propaganda,
now? I
idiot.
would love to try and say something like that to him because I love him. I care for his soul. He's my elder. I can't be so fucking arrogant to think that I can come up to this man that served the country and was in military intelligence and tell him, well, you shouldn't support the president that you support. Like, how the hell can I do that?
You shouldn't.
I mean, I wish I could be more ballsy and just straight up say to him, don't you see you're supporting Hitler?
That's
I'm not going
crazy.
to do that. You know, I'm going to be a nice boy.
See, it's
And
people
because I
like
value my
him
friendship.
spreading these false narratives and this propaganda that get people like Charlie Kirk assassinated. Like, he needs to shut his mouth. This is the fucking side of Jason that doesn't make any rational sense. Like, I've been doing a little digging in this rabbit hole, and it does appear that he was a Trump supporter up until I don't fucking know, 22 maybe. I can't remember. I have to really dig in the rabbit hole, but like, he's such a fucking hypocrite. Him and his whale girlfriend just need to get the fuck
This is the
out of
question
my
we have to ask
country.
ourselves, folks. Are we
Get out
willing
of
to
my country.
stand up and say something, even to people that we value their friendship?
Go live
And
in
I think it's very
Venezuela.
possible if we
They have a
say certain
dictator.
things about Trump, we might lose a friendship, right?
You
I mean,
only
if this issue
You only lose friendships when you can't set politics aside. I am very pro Trump. I've been a Republican conservative my whole life. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to go to any of like my Democrat comrades or friends and try and persuade them to turn conservative or Republican because it's not right. We all have our own set of beliefs. Some of those beliefs stem from our faith, and those can't, be changed. So why sit here and try and change people? Just let them have their opinions. There's always going to be a difference in the world. You shouldn't try and swap people. That's how we get garbage in the government in the first place. People don't think for themselves. They listen to idiots like fucking Jason, and then they go vote blindsided.
the issues that Trump has caused,
What
issues with the
issues?
Constitution, if this is something that you value, like it means something to you, um, you probably should risk the friendship. But look, like again, like he's an elder. He's my elder. So on top of it, it's not just I value his friendship, and I'm pretty sure if I were to go a little hardcore against Trump, he wouldn't like it. But he's an elder too, so
It's
I think that's something I shouldn't
disrespectful.
fuck around with, and it's offensive. But what's really offensive is that we have an authoritarian dictator as
No,
president.
we
I think
don't.
that's more offensive. I don't
That
know.
really offends me.
So
When
what do I
he
got for
says
tonight?
shit
Well,
like
we
that,
have a
that
little
offends me
bit of
because
ginger.
people don't realize how good we have it in this country. People don't realize. Even myself, as a small child, realized that the United States of America had it better than most other countries out there. So why the fuck does this fucking lazy piece of shit sit here and complain about it? Like, geez, go. Move. We don't want you here. There's other countries that you can move to. Go to Ireland with Rosie O'Donnell and her crazy ass.
Individualism
I'm
is a
sorry,
Christian
guys. I'm going to let the
and
video
here
go
is
for now because I'm getting too
the
riled up.
legendary Alexander Emmerich Jones, and we got to see what the bullshit's about, right, Alex? Oh my God, Alex, are you gonna go full anti-Trump? Well, it's getting to a point, Alex, that we're in some dire straight bullshit, right, Alex? Don't you think? Are you seeing what's happening, Alex? Are you gonna? All right. Are you gonna go for it, Alex? Are you gonna give us some truth, or are you gonna suck, asshole? Let's see. No, that's Street Fighter music. I don't want that. I want Alex.
Rev sucks assholes for money.
Phase, 3.5+ years in. As you know, Trump says he's strongly considering giving them long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles. And the Russia has said that escalates into direct war. And they're basically calling it World War IV. The CIA called the Cold War World War III. So we are really in with all the ingredients.
Okay, but wait, Alex, do you remember Mr. George W. Bush, not Herbert Walker, George W. Bush? Do you remember, Alex?
Excuse me,
Do you remember George W. Bush saying that World War III started on 9/11? But maybe this is true. I don't know. I'm not a fucking CIA expert by any means. So maybe the CIA did call the Cold War World War III, and now we're going into 4. And what's 4? It's nukes. Straight mushroom clouds.
We have with China, the North Korean troops invading Ukraine. all the different proxy countries involved. This really is a new world war. The question is,
Alex is too fast. All right, I want to listen to all the Alex segments
Sorry, guys. Excuse me.
because he just goes fast. All right.
it's an extreme escalatory phase, 3.5 plus years in. As you know, Trump says he's strongly considering giving them long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles. And the Russia has said that escalates into direct war, and they're basically World War IV. The CIA called the Cold War World War III, so we are really in with all the ingredients we have with China, the North Korean troops, Spain, Ukraine, all the different proxy countries involved.
North Korean troops in Ukraine? Holy shit, Alex, you're fucking... You drop heavy shit and it's too fast.
It's an extreme escalatory phase, 3.5 plus years.
Extreme escalatory phase, 3.5 years in. I'd say that's correct.
And as you know, Trump says he's strongly considering giving them
Sorry, guys.
long-range Tomahawk cruise missiles. And the Russia has said that escalates into direct war.
Okay, talking about giving Ukraine Tomahawk. That's a real bad move, Don. Jesus, now you're going to be pro-Ukraine war? Donald? Anything with death written on it, right, Don? If it has death written on it, you want to do it now because you want to make the Department of Defense the Department of War, right, Don? It's a really big cock thing to call your Department of Defense the Department of War because only big men drop bombs on babies and women. Absolutely, right, Don?
And they're basically World War IV. The CIA called the Cold War World War III, so we're really in with all the ingredients we have with China, the North Korean troops, Spain, Ukraine. Well,
North Korean troops in Ukraine. Okay, after this...
different proxy countries involved. This really is a new world war. The question is, will it continue to escalate?
Okay. Alex is saying there's a bunch of different proxy groups, nations.
I'm
now
really
jumping into
sorry,
Ukraine.
guys.
I mean, that's a perfect way to
Have
get a
touch of a
full-scale
cold.
hot world war. If you have North Korea putting troops in Ukraine, what the fuck is that?
We're speeding him
you
up
just wanna
more. He's
spark
slow.
A real big global conflict out of Ukraine because it looks like maybe the Israel thing might cool down a bit. But I mean, they're breaking ceasefire shit already.
It isn't every day where I can say that I agree with Alex Jones,
Oh my
but what you
God.
just heard him say...
Anna just agreed with Alex Jones. We have to be in the end times. There's no fucking way. Anna just agreed with Alex. What? Yeah, we definitely went into another CERN portal that ripped fucking reality apart, and the planet went through another fucking wormhole into some other alternate dimension where Anna and Alex fucking agree.
regard to the escalatory
No,
measures
wait, no, Mr. Former President, we have an audience with the former president.
Oh
It's Joe
boy.
Biden, folks. Hey, everybody, what's up? It's Joe Biden.
This motherfucker.
Mr. President, what do you think about
So
North
dumb.
Korea being in Ukraine? Well, folks, I think the deal is that the military-industrial complex runs your country. I'm the senator from Delaware, and I'm telling you that banks launch...
Okay, so real quick. Jason has, I'm going to say, 4 different personalities. Okay, we have Jason, we have Rev, and then we have Earboy, and then the one with the glasses. Can we come up with some creative names for the Earboy and the Aviators? Leave a comment.
launder money through United States banks in Delaware, where I was senator, because I'm telling you that the banks can literally put through anything they want to through my state, and I let them. You see, I'm giving you some inside Biden stuff. I spent the majority of my life calling myself a fucking Scrantonian when I was living in Delaware because the banks run Delaware, and they could pad a lot of money in my fucking bank account for my kids and shit, you know? So fucking Pennsylvania, that's dog shit. What does Pennsylvania have?
You don't
Delaware
have
has
kids.
shit. So I went to Delaware, became the senator from Delaware. Why would I want to be the senator from the Scranton area of Pennsylvania? You think I'm going to get some kind of influence in the fucking Washington deal if I'm just the senator from Lackawanna County? No. I went to Delaware, I went to nice with the banks, and then they fucking padded my bank account for the rest of my life, really. Okay? You want the deal, folks? I'll tell you this. The military-industrial complex meat grinder makes us a lot of money. It makes elites a lot of money, and it makes the country quite a bit of money. So the fact is, we're going to have new wars, if you like it or not, and Donald Trump is the one giving them to you now. I would have been giving it to you if I was still in there, but I'm shitting my pants every day now, folks. It's over for me. So you got Donnie in there, he's going to give you the military-industrial complex meat grinder, and you're going to like it. If you don't like it, then we have a camp with your name on it. I'm Joe Brandon, and I just shit myself. And then he'd take his glasses off, he would walk off the stage and probably fall at this point. Okay? Thank you, Mr. President. Let's go back to Anna agreeing with Alex Jones. What the fuck?
the Trump administration is engaging in and considering doing more of is true, and we should be worried about it. Now, 2 things can be true at the same time. Trump can be pursuing escalation, which is not good. At the same time, Russia has rejected efforts to take a seat at the table and, in good faith, negotiate an end.
That's because Putin don't give a fuck. Have you guys ever listened to Putin talking about the Ukraine? There's no way you're ever going to convince Vladimir Putin to not take Ukraine because he believes, historically speaking, that Ukraine belongs to Russia. Okay? There's no talking him out of that because he sees that as history, period. Which you could agree with that history or not. That doesn't matter to him. In his mind, Ukraine is Russia's, period.
To this war. Now, Tucker Carlson agreed with Alex Jones's take on the Tomahawk missiles. These are long-range missiles, while making it very clear that he does not like Volodymyr Zelensky at all. I think that's been clear since the almost beginning of this Russian invasion into Ukraine. Trump, on the other hand,
Zelensky's guy absolutely strikes me as a fucking con man, just like Trump. Like that press conference they had together was a hilarious joke. Holy shit! It's like they both wanted to just get, snide each other and see who came out on top in the press the next day. It's pathetic. Like Zelensky and Trump are used.
Out of breath. Had to run upstairs and answer the door.
Zelensky and has been very supportive of the Ukrainian president, while also being critical of
Putin. Why do you think Trump is doing that? Because he knows his military-industrial complex meat grinder is going to get a lot of good shit out of a Ukraine conflict. He doesn't give a fuck anymore if his base is against that. I don't think he gives a fuck at all. He knows that he's a lame duck coming up. He's going to be a lame duck. And his tenure is coming to a close, so what the fuck is the difference anyway? Let's make as much money possible for the fucking military-industrial complex, and they'll make my life, because they'll give me $1 billion.
Oh, shit.
Sure, these bankers...
I just noticed his banner. Everything you hear on this channel is opinion and for entertainment purposes only. This is not medical advice.
Oh, he's the most rich private citizen. Okay, let's go that. But if you want to talk about the super wealth, it's the fucking King of England. It's the fucking papacy. It's bankers that they've probably, some of them are probably 500 years old. Oh, Rev, you're crazy. Well, you're going to find out. Some of these managing directors of the Federal Reserve banking system, oh my God, drinking blood, probably alive 500, 600 years. I'm crazy. I believe that type of shit. Okay? There's some people that have met some of these motherfuckers and they say they are not human. There's no way they're human. Listen to David Icke about some of his stories about shape-shifted motherfuckers, and that's all I'm going to say.
More on that later, but first, here's more from the discussion that Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones had.
Give me it.
Why would the U.S. government continue to recognize Zelensky as an unelected dictator who's worked for years to destroy Christianity in Ukraine, which is a Christian country?
Yowzers. Zelensky's an unelected motherfucker that wants to destroy Christianity within Ukraine. Well, I can say to him, very good luck with that dude. Okay? There are many European blood-bought Christians out there, and if you think you're going to suck that out of Ukraine, I don't think that's going to happen, man. Sorry, Jesus is more powerful than your fucking satanic bullshit, Zelensky.
And has always been. Why would he be invited to the White House this week? I don't understand. He does not have a Democratic man.
Why would an unelected tyrant piece of shit, Zelensky, that wants to destroy Christianity in Ukraine, why would he be a good guest to have? Oh, now Trump is like on board with it. Oh, wait a minute, you don't like that Nazarene dude, Jesus? Man, maybe we can get along, Zelensky, because Trump said what? My report card to get to heaven, folks, is not good. I'm hitting the bottom of the totem pole in terms of the heaven thing I hear. Yeah, you've been listening to me, Don? You're fucking gonna burn in hell. There's zero doubt. You sit around with your thumb up your ass while there's babies blown apart and you're paying for it, waiting to build your piece of shit resort in Gaza. You are absolutely on the bottom of the totem pole. You're buried under the ground. You're so not going to heaven. Maybe you are listening to the right reverend over here, because I'm going to tell you can probably, but you got, holy shit, the amount of repentance that you're going to have to do, Don, it would rip your heart out. And I know you couldn't do it because your ego is too much. I think you're incapable of repentance because you have yourself said that I have never had to ask God.
Look at how's talking.
That should have been the point at 2016, because I heard that quote in 2016. I should have said to myself, this guy, what the fuck? Really? You've never thought, wow, I fucked up there. You didn't think when you were fucking Marla in the background and Ivana, oh, that was Freudian slip, sorry. Because you fucked Ivanka too.
Freudian slip my fucking ass.
Wow, you didn't think to yourself, oh, God,
Well, at least he says it's an opinion and entertainment purposes only.
Times you lusted after 12-year-olds, Don. You should have been repentant.
Fake
and
news.
not the Epstein-y stuff. Oh.
Revelation News TV equals fake news.
You told everybody you didn't like the 13-year-olds. Well, maybe you were a little bit not truthful. No, they got the pictures, Don.
He's not an elected leader. He's a murderer. They've sold our weapons to some of the worst terror groups in the world, and we're treating him like he's a head of state. Like, why are we doing that? And just a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he was back in the White House, and Trump did post his free social. I love Trump overall, but Trump
oh my God, Alex, fucking stop it with the bullshit. Well, overall, I really like Trump. Well, guess what? You're gonna follow him right in the goddamn hell, then, Alex. Overall. No, you don't like him overall. And Tucker doesn't like him overall. Both of you guys know he's a sack of shit. You're carrying water because you know
See,
you're
okay.
part of your
This is a thing. Like, I will say 1000%. Do I support our president? Yes. Do I agree with everything he is doing currently? Absolutely not. But, I mean, we did elect him into office, so we're going to have to trust that his plan will work.
Your audience if you dump them and said the guy's Hitler. Well, guess what? Sometimes scruples mean more than numbers. You knew that, Alex. You didn't give a fuck if 3 people were listening to you on public access TV in fucking Texas. You didn't care if 3 people heard you. It was 3 people that'd be awake, right? Well, how about you get back to that? Say, fuck it, I'm going to call out American Hitler, and whoever stays with me, they're on the right side of history, and so am I. If you want to leave me as an audience because I decide to call out American Hitler, then go ahead. Be with the Nazis. Would you have supported Hitler? Yeah, you would have. If you were living in 1930 something, 40 Germany, you would have supported.
Definitely is getting more views than Jason because the video itself is at 1K likes. And it looks like there's over 6 million subscribers to that YouTube channel. So I'd say he's going to get a lot more than 3, Jason. Do the math.
Elvis and the Nazi Party. You get that shit, Alex. Holy fucking shit. Is this America?
For somebody out of this and say, well, we're out of it, we'll sell whatever weapons here if you want. I thought Ukraine's going to win and maybe not just get back its territory, but get more territory, meaning Russia, which is extremely provocative and escalatory statement to Russia.
So I wanted to fact check one thing that Tucker Carlson said because I didn't know if Ukraine is a Christian nation, but it turns out yes, 70% of the people identified as identified with the Orthodox Church. But whatever, that's an irrelevant point to this conversation. Everything else they said, I think, is interesting and worthy of it.
Okay, so Anna's fact checking, and she's like, "Well, Ukraine is a massively Christian nation. Yeah, you better fucking be there." That's why I was saying, Zelensky, if you think you're going to deprogram Christianity from Ukraine, you got another thing coming. There's no way. It's too many. Plenty of blood believers in Ukraine, I'm sure. So fuck off with your shit. Well, maybe that's false. Maybe Tucker is just sprinkling some bullshit in there. I don't know.
The discussion. What do you make of it, Jink? Because I honestly largely agree.
Oh, let's prep for the Jink Uter appearance. Jink, are you going to fucking literally vomit and then scream? Let's see.
Look, at the end of the day, Russia's a nuclear power, and you don't want the United States in a direct war with Russia, but we're certainly getting closer to that, especially as...
Oh my god, I mean Putin, like there's this weird shit where people are like, oh, well Trump loves Putin. Putin loves Trump. This shit doesn't make sense, man. Like, Putin makes fun of Trump. Whenever he's on camera and in front of the fucking media,
I sped
he's
this up,
literally
right?
saying, Jesus, this guy's a fucking moron. Like, Donald, why you suck the dick of a guy that literally calls you a bitch every time
Can you
get a chance,
imagine
he's calling
how
you a bitch. Don?
Can you imagine how slow this would fucking be if I had not sped it up? What the fuck, dude?
I'll get it.
U.S. military intelligence is going to be shared with Ukraine to do military operations on Russian soil, specifically to target their energy infrastructure. I think that's already entering incredibly dangerous territory, but what do you make of it?
Yeah, so this one's super complicated. So I'm not sure I'm in favor of sending Tomahawk missiles, and the Russians have made very serious threats about that, which we'll get to in a minute. But you got to give Trump credit on one thing. Apparently, it's not worked for the Russians. Look, I'll be honest, I was worried about that, and not because of the collusion in 2016, that we settled that a long, long time ago, but because him and his sons kept talking about money from Russia. He was acting so deferential to Russia, but here he is saying, I might give the Ukrainians Tomahawk missiles to strike deep inside of Russia. If you were owned by Russia, you definitely would not say that, and you would not do that, and you would not threaten that. So that seems settled now. And you have to go to where the facts are. You can't just go, okay, I don't like Trump, or I don't like Republicans, etc. Follow the facts, and they'll lead you to the right place with the news business. So it's at this point, it's pretty obvious that Trump is not controlled by Russia. Am I a little surprised by that? Yeah, I am.
I'm not. See, I don't care. Like, was I a Trump supporter yet? At the time. But I always thought that Russia collusion shit, it was bullshit. And I do to this day, because there was no validity that I see with that bullshit. Adam Schiff and all these Democrats tried to use the fraudulent fucking Steele dossier that the Clinton campaign made. That was all horseshit. It was all made up. The PP dossier on Trump liking to get peed on. It was all bullshit. So that doesn't surprise me. Yes, he is not a Russian agent. No.
Okay, but those are the facts on the ground. Okay, now we turn to what should we do? Well, Anna, something really strange happened when I posted about this on social media. So my account is followed by lots of different folks, a bunch of MAGA, some extreme left, some normal, our viewers, who are left and independents, etc. But I'm also followed by a squadron of Israeli bots and trolls, right? So I post about, hey, turns out Trump not owned by the Russians. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about Tomahawk, etc. Right? And they all have the same talking point. You anti-Semite. I'm like, wait, what does that have to do with Russia and Ukraine? It's already weird. But maybe they just hate me and they're like, oh, no wonder you love Russia, you anti-Semite. I'm like, no wonder I love Russia. I told Putin to F off. We did a shirt about the, go F yourself, Russian boat or whatever. You remember that? No, Russia's invaded Ukraine out for peace. So I'm
calling it. Man, they're so good at telling on themselves. Russia is Iran's ally.
Bingo.
A weakened Russia by dragging on...
Hey, Jen, do you know that the Bible predicted that alliance? And China? China, Iran, Russia, Gog and Magog. You gotta believe in God soon.
By the way, at this point, Russia wants to continue the war, so I want to be clear about it. But there was a period of time in 2022 when Russia was kind of backed into a corner because they didn't expect the fight that the Ukrainians would put up. And so they were more open in 2022 to a peace deal. But if you guys can remember, Boris Johnson met with Volodymyr Zelensky and discouraged him from engaging in a peace deal. And the main motivation for the United States and for West was, well, we want to weaken Russia. But why? Like, why do we want to weaken Russia? Like, I don't see Russia as a threat to our national security. Like, when did we suddenly decide we're enemies with Russia? Well, is it because Russia is an ally to Iran? And if you have a strong military capability with Russia, it's going to be a little more complicated if you engage in a regime change war in Iran, right?
So, Anna, no, you nailed it. Because the part I was getting to is they said, of course you love Russia, you anti-Semite, and of course you love Iran.
I knew it!
I was like, Iran?
That's amazing.
Of course you love Iran. I mean, God. I don't think these people, they just throw shit. Like, you don't listen to Cenk ever, do you? That would be some ignorant shit I would say if I was like still with Infowars and I never watched TYT. You know? Oh yeah, Jake Uger, I bet he loves Iran. What the fuck? It's like,
what does Iran have to do with Russia and Ukraine, right? And remember, it's not just one. Multiple accounts, because they all use the same talking points, are all like, oh, you're in favor of Iran and Russia, etc. Because they don't pay attention to the show, they're not paying attention to anything, they're just doing talking points because they're bots, right, or trolls. So, no, Israel wants to weaken Russia because Russia was helping Iran, and by the way, Syria. And with Russia distracted in Ukraine, Assad had no protection. And again, Assad's a bad guy, and I'm not in favor of Russia invading Ukraine because I don't have Israelitis, I think I just made up, where you can only think about Israel. So for them, they're like, oh, must destroy Russia, they're helping Iran and Syria, must destroy them, right? Whereas I'm like, look, I judge things one by one. I didn't even know that Russia had anything to do with Israel. I mean, I get that they were allies with Iran and Syria, we've talked about that on the show before, but I didn't think that necessarily affected the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and certainly not to this degree, but it appears that the Israeli lobby is driving America to stay in that war as long as possible, to weaken Russia so they can't help their regional allies, and Israel did in fact topple Assad, along with Turkey, by the way, and then Turkey took parts of northern Syria, and Israel took parts of western Syria. You would know that if we had real media in this country, but our national media never talks about that, and they never talk about this alliance, and so it turns out, yes, the Israeli lobby has been driving us to stay in this war.
wow.
There are few stories that enrage me more than the laundering of Al-Qaeda in Syria right now. The warm embrace of a former Al-Qaeda leader who's now the leader of Syria as he came to the United...
Well, thank you for this information. The United States, I guarantee you, installed that person. Why? Because Al-Qaeda is run by the CIA. Turkey has a CIA president. Oh, they're setting something real bad up.
United States to be part of the UN General Assembly in New York City just recently. Like, how are people not infuriated by this? Because look, you're right, Bashar al-Assad was horrible in a lot of ways, but he was also a secular dictator, if that makes any sense. Meaning, Syria is pretty diverse in terms of religious belief, religious practices, and so part of the reason why you're seeing the internal wars breaking out within Syria between factions is due to the treatment of the Druze, due to the treatment of Christians. It's a complete and utter disaster. So the situation on the ground in Syria is unstable to say the least. But in terms of my personal feelings about the whole matter, Al-Qaeda attacked us on 9/11. I don't care if you're now trying to rebrand yourself.
Who attacked us on 9/11? Oh my god. So I guess TYT does not go into 9/11 truth. I didn't know that about them. Al-Qaeda did 9/11. Fabled Enemies, Jason Burmis. Go watch that. Fabled Enemies by Jason Burmis. Who was mainly responsible for 9/11? U.S. intelligence. Mainly. Followed by Saudi intelligence. But we... Al-Qaeda did 9/11, and I'm disappointed.
Oh, I was an extremist Al-Qaeda member who was trying to kill Americans earlier, but I've changed my mind. I'm different now. No, I don't care. But this guy's now invited to the United States. He freaking stepped foot on U.S. soil. It is... Anyway, it makes me really angry. All right, let's move on. Now, Zelensky does...
Don't be angry. Why? People in caves in Afghanistan didn't do it, Anna.
Plan to visit the White House this Friday, and according to the Financial Times, he and Trump will be discussing how to get Putin to the negotiating table. And in Trump's mind, threatening Russia by giving Ukraine long-range missiles, Tomahawk missiles, is what might get Putin to the negotiating table. But I don't think Putin is going to respond well to a threat like that.
This, I'm smelling it. Oh, I'm smelling it. I can smell the nuclear fallout in the air. This is the one. Putin's going to go Tomahawks to Ukraine by the U.S. The U.S. giving Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine? That sounds like they just got involved heavily against us. I think New York is going to be going bye-bye soon.
Ukraine, by the way, has wanted Tomahawk missiles since the beginning of the war, and the U.S. government hasn't given it to them because, again, we're dealing with Russia, which is a nuclear power. And for reference, Tomahawks have a range of up to 1,500 miles. Long-range weapons that the Biden administration allowed Ukraine to use only had a range of 190 miles. And if the Ukrainian military had Tomahawk missiles at their disposal, they could strike, Russian territory. And here's what Trump had to say about the issue just yesterday.
They like to have Tomahawks. That's it, but they like to have Tomahawks. We talked about that. And so we'll see. Well,
Listen to his voice. He sounds unclean spirit of a fraud, man. You hear it? We're going to look at the Tomahawks for him, folks. That's stepping it up, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to give them those Tomahawks. Sounds like a good deal.
I might have to speak to Russia, to be honest with you, about Tomahawks. Do they want to have Tomahawks going in their direction? I don't think so. I think I might speak to Russia about that. No fairness. I told that to President Zelensky because Tomahawks are a new step of aggression. I might say, look, if this war's not going to get settled, I'm going to send them Tomahawks. I may send them. The Tomahawk.
Oh, my fucking God. Do you want to talk about the worst president in history? Do you think you're going to strong-arm Putin into anything, Donald? Well, I mean, I think I am going to send tomahawks.
This may be a popular or unpopular opinion, but Biden truly was the worst president in the United States history.
You're on a clock for a nuke to hit New York, or to just detonate, because it's going to be a false flag. There's zero doubt that when this happens in New York, it's going to be a false flag. But this is the narrative. They're painting the narrative. Trump sent tomahawks to Ukraine. The response, obviously, Putin nuked to New York. We're at war, active war with Russia.
Tomahawk is an incredible weapon, very offensive weapon. And honestly, Russia does not need that. They don't need that. Yeah, I might tell them that if the war is not settled, that we may very well, we may not.
Oh my God, you call this fucking leadership? He was the guy that was saying we can't tell nobody nothing about our plans. And now he's just willy-nilly making new policy on Air Force One with the fucking media. You know what? I think I will. You know what? I think I will give a tomahawk. Why not? We give some tomahawks. Could we get Biden back?
But we may do it. I really think that President Putin would look great if he got this settled. And I think he's going to settle it, but we're going to see. And if he doesn't, it's not going to be good for him.
I think Trump supporters need to massively reevaluate their stance. Jesus bless you.
I am so glad that's done. Well, this is maybe my only upload for today. I am working on other content, because I really truly don't want to just all Shani and Rev. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you do enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. I will be putting the link to Revelation News TV's original video in the description. I'll see you guys later.